Not Nerd Podcast, episode 320, Double Salute.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I am Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
If people were looking in the camera, which is nobody but you, they would have seen a double salute.
Double salute. Yes. Yeah. The old classic tech podcast double salute.
Yes. How are you, my friend? It's been a week.
It has been a week. There are sometimes weeks where we don't chat as much during the week with everything going on, but that's why we do this, so we get a little chance to catch up and talk tech.
Well, as we spoke about before, you occasionally help me at my jobby job do various things, and of late, you've implemented my strategy, which is if you wait long enough, then the problem just goes away or the people solve it themselves.
Yes.
So it's like, Nate, I think I need help with this. Okay, I figured it out. Nate, maybe you should stop by so we can do XYZ. Oh, I figured it out. So good on you on implementing that time-saving strategy of delay.
Yes, it's my New Year's resolution. I was actually, another client had the same thing. He had called and was having issues with his computer, and by the time I gave him a call back, he had fixed it. So I said, good, that was my plan.
Yep, saved everybody time and saved him money.
Yes. Well, let us move into some follow-up. The first item, the free COVID test ordering that we mentioned last week that I was skeptical of the system, came online. It was supposed to go on Wednesday, and I think it was actually Tuesday it started working. I saw that somewhere. I ordered my test. Did you order your test, Dave?
I did. I went online. I got an email or something from the government, or a text message maybe. I can't remember. Immediately clicked, ordered 4 tests for my family, and hit go. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
It was a very smooth process, which I was curious about. But they were talking about it. I think it was the MacBreak Weekly podcast. They were talking about the system and how the government, on some of their newer sites, not everything, the federal government has gotten a little better at things. And they mentioned there's actually, if you go to analytics.usa.gov, they have a live analytics page, which is pretty impressive. So I'm on there now, and it says that there are currently Sunday afternoon 255,483 people on government websites.
Wow.
Yes.
A quarter of a million people right now. This is kind of like Down Detector, where they show you. Apple has one of these. The Planning Center app that we use where I work has this. A couple other people have these analytic pages who have different apps, so you can see. I think Microsoft has one too, don't they?
Yeah, kind of the status of things. And this gives you visitor locations right now. Oregon doesn't make the list of the top 12 or whatever they have. Countries, the United States and territories make up 80% of visitors right now, which leaves 20% of international people on U.S. government websites.
Why don't you tell us about the browsers and the operating systems?
Yes, so devices, 54% mobile, 44% desktop, 2% tablet.
Why is tablet not mobile?
Because it's a tablet, not a mobile.
How do they know? How do they tell the difference between an iPad and an iPhone, I wonder?
Just screen size, I think.
Yeah.
So the tablet falls in there. Browsers, Chrome at 48%, Safari at 36%, and Edge is third on the list with 6.4%. So it is a Chrome and Safari world that we are living in.
We still have Internet Explorer down there at 1%. Who are you people? Who are you?
0.1% are on Internet Explorer 7. That's like 10 years old. People, you are a walking security nightmare. Operating systems, 35% iOS, 31% Windows.
So hold on, pause right
Android. There. Yes.
The most used device is Apple iOS. It's not Mac OS. It's not Linux or Windows. The mobile operating system iOS is the largest percentage of users on the government websites. followed by Windows, which is a desktop operating system.
Yeah.
I just find that to be interesting.
Yeah, and then Android's after that. It goes back to Android and then to Macintosh, and then there's a little bit of Chrome OS, Linux, and other.
Those kids at school who have to use Chromebooks.
Oh, yes,
who's
indeed, doing their homework. It's got the top pages, and you can look at now and the last 7 days. So over the last 7 days, the covidtests.gov and the special USPS.com, which is where you actually put in your information to order the tests, have about 70 million visits over the last week since they launched this program, which that is a lot of people. So now the fulfillment part and the distribution of said tests, which should come in right as Omicron is disappearing from, we'll be able to test and re-spike the case numbers a little bit there. But it goes through all the different government websites, though. It also has interesting the top downloads, which the top download yesterday is the Form 1040 for the U.S. individual income taxes, because we're getting into that time of year.
It is getting close.
Yes, and passport forms are popular. But yeah, just a really cool, it's cool to see our government doing something constructive and tech savvy. And this seems to be one of those things, both the analytics and then the system that they built for the free tests.
Well, I mean, if you believe all this is true, it could just all be just fake numbers.
Yes, fake numbers. We also said last week, we brought up the Locket App, and we said, hey, we are going to try this out. So you messaged me saying that it looks like you have to allow access to your contacts to be able to use the app, that there's no other way to use the app. So I checked it out myself, and I agree. I could not see where I could manually add you because we were going to try it out. But yeah, it looks like it has to have access to your contacts. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, this is a big red flag for me because there are a million ways to implement this where you don't have to ask for somebody's contacts. It's a free app.
Yeah.
And so I'm putting one and one together. It's a free app. They want my contacts. They're probably going to sell my contacts to earn money, even though they say, oh, it all stays on your device.
Yeah.
I don't believe them as far as I can throw them. Barring mail applications, like email applications, barring those, no other application on any device should ever ask for your contacts. There's no reason, but many of them do.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that Facebook is constantly asking you, hey, let's make your life better. Give us your contacts. I can't tell you, probably half the spam calls I get are from my uninformed friends and family who are uploading my contact information without my consent. So
get your stuff out there.
Thank you for doing that to me.
Yes. Yeah. So we attempted to try the Locket app, but we quickly ran away from it because it was not that important to do that. I did see an updated report. We bring this up every once in a while. Amazon, Meta, and many others in the tech giants report record lobbying spending in 2021. They spend, Amazon and its subsidiaries spent roughly $20.3 million with an M to lobby Congress and the federal government, while Meta shelled out $20.1 million. And this isn't just limited to them. Google, Apple, most companies that have money and want to make more money, they are lobbying the government. But I just think it's a good reminder. I often forget how much influence these companies have on the government through this lobbying stuff, which...
Yeah, so I can call my Congress critter and say, hey, I'm a person, and I don't want you to pass this bill. And they're like, thank you very much. We appreciate you calling. I'm not sure that it has a lot of weight against a company who says, I've got $20.3 million that says it should go this way.
Yeah.
So the only thing we can do is collectively get together to make our will known. But it's hard to fight against companies who have such sway in our Congress.
Yes.
And maybe that should be illegal, but guess who's going to vote on that?
Yeah, exactly. Guess who's going to lobby against making that illegal? And another thing you just reminded me of this morning from your calendar, that this week is the Macintosh's 38th birthday. Sorry, the article I found, it was the 35th birthday in 2019, but January 24th in 2000, further than that, 1984. So the 1984 Super Bowl commercial, the launch of the Macintosh, all that stuff, and look at where we have come in these years.
Yeah, and just recently, the Macs and their moving to the M1 Silicone chips is a new milestone. This is the beginning of an era that's going to change the face of desktop computing for decades to come.
Yeah.
So thank you, Macintosh, for existing. We couldn't do it without you.
Yes, I mean, and I believe this last week. Yeah, it wouldn't be as fun.
Crashing.
Yeah, I believe it was this last week was the birthday of the iPhone, the first announcement as well. It was announced in January and then came out in, I believe it was June of 2007. So another one. Look at where we have come since that first iPhone, which I have sitting here on my desk to remind me just what that first iPhone was.
Oh, wow.
And how tiny that camera hole was.
Hold on, I've got
camera. This week in Listen to Us Talk About Our Pile of Devices, Dave has got his official playing deck of cards worth of iPhones.
That's not it. Let me grab another stack. See, not that one, not that one.
Do you have 52 iPhones where you could paint the different cards of a playing deck and we could play some poker with all your iPhones?
Oh, that's a good idea. I think this was that's an iPod. How did that get in here?
Oh, geez. How dare you?
But anyway, I don't have my original iPhone, but we were talking about Macintoshes anyway. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm glad I didn't lose it.
Didn't lose that. Yes. The iPhone 2007. That seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
But you know what doesn't seem like a lifetime ago? Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
Sorry. My Palm Pilot wanted to come out and say hi to everybody. So I'll put that back.
Oh, hello, Palm Pilot.
All right. So if you haven't yet watched the documentary by Dieter Bohn from The Verge, who did, what was it called? It was called, hang on one second.
Or whatever, about the Palm Pre, correct?
It was called Springboard, about Palm Pilot, Handspring, all those guys back in the day. It's worth a watch. It's like a half hour or something like that.
Yes, I do need to watch that because I actually had a friend whose father worked at Palm and got me a free Palm Pilot or two back in that time. So it would bring back some memories of the early 2000s handheld device world.
Yeah, and I know we're not talking about this, but I would love to have a handspring. I've got a couple Palm Pilots, but handspring visor, I had one back in the day, but got rid of it. So anyway, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about my tip of the week. So this, you're going to see a little trend here. The document says HDMI soundbar. What is that? What am I even talking about today? Well, I've been going on this journey, this tech journey to find the best TV for what I need or want. Let's be honest, for what I want.
Yes.
With the money that I have and the space that we have, and I tried the frame TV, didn't quite work out for me. So then I spent what was it? Friday. Yeah, this past Friday, I spent the entire afternoon at Costco, Best Buy, looking at TVs, asking questions, doing research, all this stuff. So this particular tip is not about a TV per se, but it has to do with organizing your components so that you can get the best picture quality. One thing I noticed when I got the frame 4K TV, it was the first 4K TV I had ever owned. I've been rocking a 720p television for several years now.
Yeah.
And it's working great. I mean, it's fine, guys. It really is fine. It's a little small and it's very chunky and won't fit in the space that I want to use it. So we're getting a different one. But I did notice I plugged my Apple TV into my Vizio soundbar that I bought several years ago. It was a pick of the week several years ago. And then I plugged it into my TV. And I'm like, this TV just does not look good. What is wrong with this TV? It looks like everything's in low resolution. Well, it was, because I was using the ARC settings, the ARC methodology to hook up my devices. And this is where you have like an Apple TV, you hook it to your soundbar, and then you hook your soundbar to your TV's ARC or eARC port, and it allows you to put video through your soundbar so that both the audio and video are coming from your device, and they're in sync and they sound great. It's a dual bandwidth technology so that your TV and all your components can talk to each other. So I was doing that. Everything was in sync. Everything was working great. But I have an older soundbar that does not support 4K. So I wanted to alert you at home, if you're doing a similar setup where you have a soundbar and you've had it for years and you hooked your Apple TV or your Fire Stick or your whatever, your video game console through it, and you're like, I feel like a 4K TV could look better. Well, it's probably because your soundbar is in between the signal and it's not capable of producing 4K. So it did take me longer than I'd like to admit to say how long it took, but I did eventually figure it out. And for a lot of people, they don't care. You know what? It works. The sound works. I don't care. It's fine. But I know that there's some of you out there who've been struggling with this dilemma. What's the setting? What do I need to change? Why is HDR not working? What is all this stuff? Well, you might need to upgrade your soundbar. And I'm happy to say there are a lot of options out there for soundbars these days that have the eARC technology and support 4K. And they're just a few $100s, if that, maybe $150 to $500. But I bet you can find something for around $200 that can help you have good, clear sound and a good, clear picture on your TV.
Yes. I don't know if I even made it a pick, but I did get, I think it was like $80 on Woot, a refurbished TCL soundbar to go with my TCL TV. And I have the Apple TV goes into the TV, and then the TV goes out to the soundbar. But I haven't even gone last week from your tip on the game mode settings. I haven't even spent the time to do that on my TV. But I think there's still some weirdness of my setup that I need to get dialed in. But yes.
It may be possible for me to go Apple TV into the TV and then out to the soundbar through the ARC. I'm not sure. You probably have it through an audio port out of your TV.
It is HDMI. It is HDMI, yes.
So maybe I could have hooked it up that way and had better luck. But what I want to do is leave for you guys in the show notes a link to Tom's guide that talks all about ARC and eARC so that you guys can educate yourselves on how that works. I will definitely check that out.
Well, on to our takes of the week. In gaming news this week, Microsoft announced that they are buying Activision, which is a massive gaming company, and the article I found is headlined, Microsoft deal wipes $20 billion with a B dollars off Sony's market value in a day.
Wow.
Because obviously the two, well, there's Nintendo, but Xbox and Sony are the two high-end gaming devices. And so when Microsoft made this announcement with their Xbox and they call theirs Game Pass. I can't keep all the names straight.
Yeah, Microsoft Game Pass.
But yes, Activision Blizzard Inc. For $69 billion with a B dollars. So this is, and I've heard some discussion on a couple podcasts. I'm sure I'll hear more. It's a big deal. And I will mention, especially for Wes and myself, Activision Blizzard does own King Games, makers of the fine Candy Crush series.
Yes, they do.
Games. So there's a lot here. It's not just the big games, the Call of Duties, that kind of thing. But this is a big move in the gaming industry.
And even though Microsoft was late to the gaming party, I mean, the Xbox came out very late in the game. Nintendo and Sega and Sony had been doing consoles and video games for years before Microsoft ever got into the game. But I will say that Microsoft seems to be the adult in the room, and they have come out and said that they're going to continue to support all the existing contracts with like the Call of Duty games and the other games that are cross-platform and play on both Xbox and Sony's PlayStation. I mean, other more childish people, namely Sony, would have just probably said, we're going to just breach our contracts. No more support for you. Suck it. We're the leaders. We're the winners. Haha. Microsoft seems to be very gracious when it comes to these type of things. They've got their games that are on the Nintendo console. They've got their games that are on Sony's consoles. They just bought this game studio. They're not taking them away from the other consoles. And so they just want to make good games, and they just want everybody to enjoy them. They're not near as cutthroat as Sony and sometimes Nintendo.
Yes. So I think I heard that it's not going to go through for like 18 months or something. So
I'm not sure.
It'll be a long process. But that's a lot of money going to the people at Activision, and a lot of people not too excited about Sony's future after this. But we'll see how it actually works out.
Yeah.
And something that might cost some people some discounts. Apple's U.S. education store now requires institution verification to buy discounted products. Now, and I think we'd even mentioned this on the podcast, that if you were in any way tied to education, or even if you weren't, you could possibly get the Apple educational discounts. I know I had used it in the past. It's not a huge discount, but yeah, they've got a new system where you have to do, it's through Unidays, and they specialize and do this in kind of like TechSoup for the nonprofits that we've talked through before, where Unidays provides discounts for education customers. So Apple is partnered with them. So if you were used to getting that educational discount and you're not tied to an educational institution, you might have some difficulties moving forward on that.
Yeah, because everybody knows Apple needs more money from people.
Yes. Yes. And it was like $50 or $100 off a computer. It wasn't a massive discount, but hey, that makes a difference.
Yeah, it adds up.
Yes. Crypto.com. You might be saying, hey, CryptoWatch usually goes in Followup, but I dropped this one into the security and privacy section. Confirms hundreds of accounts were hacked, resulting in a lot of cryptocurrency being taken.
Well, this is funny. Instead of millions this time, it's hundreds. And I looked at that, I'm like, wait, hundreds of millions? No, just hundreds?
Hundreds.
Well, okay.
And as we always say, that's what they're admitting to now, but they are saying 483 accounts were compromised, resulting in $33.8 million in crypto assets stolen, which with the price of cryptocurrencies at the moment, that's probably down around 25 million since this story was written a few days ago.
Man, it's not a good day to be in crypto, I can tell you that.
No, but Crypto.com, and they're actually the Staples Center in Los Angeles, home of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I believe still the Los Angeles Clippers, was renamed to Crypto.com Arena recently. But yeah, they have now introduced an additional layer of security.
Oh, good. And also, if you go to movies in a theater, there's usually a big commercial starring Matt Damon about Crypto.com, and the big quote is, "Since the Roman times, we've always known that fortune favors the brave or the bold or whatever," and that's his big Crypto.com commercial. So,
nice.
Yeah, they're in the news for another reason this time. It's not just advertising.
Yes, they are. And also, it seems like we just had the Olympics mere months ago, but due to delays around COVID, the Summer Olympics happened a year late, and the Winter Olympics in Beijing, China, which are fraught with concerns for many reasons. Well, there is a mandatory app that all athletes must use to check in. It's used for contact tracing and health history. Well, some people did some investigating into this app, and surprise, surprise, it is not the most secure. There's some privacy concerns. I believe the app is put out by the Chinese government.
I was going to guess.
That right there should Should. There are many concerns about China on many levels, but this is another one. It is a cute little app. They have a couple screenshots. There's a little panda with looks like a space mask on that is throughout. So they tried to make it look real fun, but they forgot to put some of the protections and encryption in that you would probably want when you're sharing health data.
Wow.
Yes.
There's no limit to China's ability to encroach on people's privacy.
Yes. So it is concerning, and we hopefully people's data will be somewhat protected, no matter how dangerous this app is.
Mm-hmm.
But after those two fun stories, let's move on to our bonus odd take quickly. You found this one. Outdoor cats are using $500 Starlink satellite dishes as self-heating beds.
Yeah, leave it to cats to always just optimize the world around them to gain heat. And so there's this picture of this Starlink little satellite dish. And of course they're warm because, one, they receive energy from the sun shining on them. It's a metal type plastic thing. But I'm sure that the electronics inside also are warmer than the outside temperature, especially on a cold day. So yeah, they just bundled up in there. Now I'm wondering how good the signal gets through 5 cats. Probably not very good.
Yeah, so there is a tweet in the article that said, "Did the cats affect the performance?" And I believe it's Aaron Taylor, Tippin22 on Twitter, that says, "Yes, interrupts streaming of movies. Doesn't shut it down completely, but definitely slows everything down." And it does look like, and to add on to what you say, Starlink satellite dishes have a self-heating feature to melt snow, which would also just be, yes, they're electronic devices that are probably radiating some heat and absorbing the sun and everything. So cats are doing what cats are going to do.
Yeah, there's always that thing where, the cat wanted to be with the lady at the time of her death. It knew. It's like, no. The lady had 12 blankets on. She had a heating pad. The room was 78 degrees. That's why the cat was there.
Yes.
The cat doesn't care about the lady.
No. But I bet you the cat does care about our picks of the week.
I've made a couple purchases recently, and one of them I'm not ready to talk about because I don't think it's going to work for me. But what did work for me is the Spigen Silicone Fit 2-pack, designed for Apple AirTag case cover, AirTag holder with adhesive sticker on silicone. Get this, for pet dog bicycle outdoor activities. Now, is that for pet dog bike? Like, is my bike have dog prints on it? And how would this be used for dog regardless? It's not. I don't know why dog is even in this thing. Yeah. So let me give you a better descriptor of what it is. It is a circular rubber puck with a void in it that you can stick an AirPod in. On the back of this puck is a self-adhesive strip that you can stick on something. I got it to stick on my new 2021, I think, Apple remote. Because I had my AirTag plugged in through the lightning connector with a little dongle that I made myself.
Yes.
It was okay, but it just flopping around. So this I put down near the bottom on the top of the remote, and it's stuck right there. Is it the best ergonomics? No. But the bottom of the remote's rounded, so it wouldn't stick there very well.
Yeah.
So I had to put it on the top. Anyway, that's what I got mine for. And it's a 2-pack, so I'm going to be finding another use. And I think, actually, I have it right here beside me, my drone. I had a friend recently who picked up the exact same model based on my recommendation, the Mavic Mini 2. Yeah. There's not a lot of spots on this dude to put that little sticker, but it's better than what I had, which was another self-made dongle that flops around the bottom that you stick in there. So I'll figure it out. I'll find a place maybe here on top to stick it. You do want to be careful that you're not interfering with radios and stuff that are in the drone.
Yes, that would be a good thing.
But the top is probably better because the signal from my controller is coming from the bottom. See?
Yes.
So we'll see. It won't be as slick with this thing sticking on top, but better than losing your drone, I can tell you that.
True. And why they didn't build in the find Find My to the new Apple remote boggles my mind, especially with what you pay for an Apple TV and how little a remote actually does. It seems like maybe they could have fit that technology in there, since they are so small, they're slippery. It seems like something that would be commonly lost.
I have, I know we don't want to go too long on the segment, but that remote, I have a theory of one of two things will happen. One, the next version of this remote will have the Find My technology built in, because it was probably designed and created before they had all that worked out. Yeah. But my more likely theory is there will never be another Apple TV box. This is the last one, because they put the Apple TV app and AirPlay functionality on pretty much every new TV that comes out these days. Yeah. And all you're left with are downloadable games and stuff like that. And I got to be honest with you, I doubt very many people use their Apple TV to play games. There's some out there. There are. But compared to consoles or handheld devices like phones and stuff, there's no way the Apple TV is a big market for Apple.
No. And I will remind people, I had talked about this before, how good the Apple TV remote widget is in your control center on your phone.
Yeah, on your phone it's better than the remote. They
made it even better. You can do everything. You can do volume in here. It's got the play pause, it's got forward back buttons, it's got the little joypad area, and I can turn off my TV and my Apple TV with this, but usually when I'm watching TV I'm also doing something else on my phone, so it can't be the full-time remote for me. But man, maybe I just need to buy a second iPhone just to use as my Apple TV remote.
Well, just grab one of your old ones and keep it plugged in all the time and leave it on your counter there and use that. But anyway, that's what I use my pick of the week for. So that was a lengthy discussion about the pick of the week and many other things. What have you got lined up for Oh, I forgot to mention the price. Oh, I'm such an idiot. The price of this dude. Did you want to take a guess if you hadn't looked already?
I'm gonna say $7.99 for the 2-pack.
Well, it is Spigen, so it's kind of a name brand.
Yes.
I looked at some of the cheaper ones and they were really wide. This was the narrowest one I found. It's actually $16.99, so double your price there.
Yes, but Spigen is probably worth going with the name brand, and sounds like you did your research, as we do. Well, my pick of the week this week, it's a pick that's been going around. It's been all the craze lately. The game Wordle. Wordle. You've probably seen friends posting on social media a bunch of green boxes with Wordle and a number. It is a very simple game. You go to the website. Now, there has been some discussion because there were some rip-off apps, because it is not an app, but you just go to the website. It's made by a guy named Josh Wardle, made the game Wordle. And you have 5 spaces, and I believe you have 6 guesses to figure out the 5-letter word. So you have to put a word in each time, and it will tell you, it will be green if the letter is in the correct spot. It'll be yellow if the letter is in the word and not in the correct spot. But it's a fun little. He does 1 puzzle a day. So you go in there once a day, give it a shot, and see if you can guess what the word is. I've been able to solve it all the days. I don't do it every day, but it is a little fun. And now, if that just makes your brain hurt, because that's not how your brain functions, I have a second pick, and it's called Letterle. And that one, you just guess a letter of the alphabet. You have, I believe, 25 tries to pick the correct letter of the alphabet for that day.
Wait, hold on. 25. There's only 27 letters.
26 letters.
26 letters. I was including the extra Z that the Canadians use.
Yes. So that one is a little more luck of the draw. I am currently, I got it on my 12th try today.
Is this a spoof or like?
Yes. EdJefferson.com. He put together Letterle just to kind of make light of the Wordle game. But if you like a little word puzzle, I've been trying to do the Wordle when I remember, and I've got a new solitaire game that I might talk about one of these weeks, that just trying to get my brain a little more activated and keep my brain working, because it doesn't always work real well.
Real-time follow-up. Letterle, 15 guesses is what it took me to get.
Oh.
And we can go ahead and say it since this isn't live. It was the letter
true.
U today.
Oh, mine was the letter Q.
Oh, it's different for every person. Okay.
Yeah, maybe on that one every time you refresh.
Yeah. Now, don't give me Wordle word of the day. I've done 4 tries and have 2 chances left, and I have 2 letters I've discovered. So
the pressure's on.
I know. I mean, I'm typing in letters, but it can't be that because there's already an E over there. And I'll tell you what, I'll just wait. We don't want to waste 10 minutes.
Real-time Wordle, the Wordle podcast where we just record us going through our thinking. But yeah, it's a fun little game, and it's I'm sure most people have probably heard about it by now. But yeah, go to the website. It's powerlanguage.co.uk/Wordle. But if you Google it, here's another little fun pro tip. Much like the askew, if you Google askew, if you Google Wordle, it pops up a little play on the Wordle game up in the corner to replace the Google icon. So you can go check that out as well.
Fun.
Yeah, so much fun. So little time. Well, with that, I think we will wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you'll go play some Wordle and share your green boxes. It is pretty clever. After you solve it, you just hit share, and it uses green box emoji and yellow and gray to show how quickly you solved it without giving away the word. So
you know what? While you were talking, I tried to solve it. Yes. And I failed. I didn't get it.
You got to focus a little bit. You're under pressure. You're on the podcast. You've got tens of people listening to you with your wordplay. But yes, it is a fun little game.
I was close. My word, I think is the same for everybody, was crimp. Was that your word?
I don't think I've done it today, but now
I thought you said you did.
No, well, maybe I didn't, but I don't need to do it today.
I'm so sorry.
Let me go see if I can solve it on my first. Thank you. I'm going to go.
No, I thought you said you did it today.
I did the Letterle. I'm going to go to Wordle, and I'm going to try the word crimp.
Well, now this is just cheating at this point.
Yes, solved on the first try. I'm a genius.
Dang, I'm so sorry. I hate spoilers. I thought you had said that.
I am completely over it.
I tried cried, CRIED, and it was not it.
Close. But yes, go out and play some Wordle, and you can get out there and tech better.
Shoot, sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine.